Good afternoon and welcome to my video on screen printing. What I'm going to do today is take you through the process of screen printing, which is taking design from your computer all the way through to transferring it to a t-shirt. To start off with, let's have a look at a couple of the pieces of equipment we'll be using today. Of course, the heart and soul of screen printing is the actual screen printer. Now this screen printer I have here is a 4-color printer, which means I can print a design of up to 1 to 4 colors on my t-shirt. Let me just take off a screen just to show you what's involved. Okay, now as you can see, this screen has already been prepared. I actually have 4 separate designs on this screen. Now the screen itself is made out of very, very fine Japanese silk. The border, as you can see, is made out of wood, and the screen has been coated with a special photo emulsion, which I'll talk about a little bit later. Okay, what I'd like to do now is move on to the artwork. The artwork you're going to put onto your t-shirt is basically, it's limited by your imagination. Pretty much anything you can imagine in a design, you can transfer onto a t-shirt. Now, popular programs for doing artwork are Adobe Photoshop, you're probably familiar with, Corel Draw, another good program, and my favorite is Adobe Illustrator. Now with Adobe Illustrator, I can take any design, bring it into the computer program, and I can alter it according to what I'd like to do. Changing the color, changing the size, adding different design features. Now today I've chosen a single color design, which means I'll be only doing one screen. It's a lot simpler and it's a lot quicker. And for my design today, I've chosen this very beautiful design I've come up with. And as you can see, it says, "Speak English or pay the tax," which I thought would be very appropriate. So this is what we'll be creating today. We'll be transferring this from the computer, first of all, onto what we call transparencies. And these are very similar to what we use on overhead projectors. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line up the artwork and I'm going to prepare the transparency. And then we'll move from this stage to preparing the screen. What we need to do now is prepare the screen for the photo emulsion. Now, for argument's sake, just imagine that this screen is completely clear with no designs on it whatsoever. I don't have an empty one at the moment, so use your imagination. Okay, the photo emulsion we're going to be using is light sensitive, which means if I opened it now in front of the light, it would go off. It's also very sensitive to other chemicals. Okay, even the oil that comes from your fingertips and from your hand can affect the photo emulsion process. So it's really important that my screen is 100% free of all oil and all chemicals. Once I finish cleaning it, I'll take it to my dark room where I'll let it dry for up to 3, maybe 4 hours. And then once that's done, we're ready to apply the photo emulsion. Now, the photo emulsion goes into the scooper. Okay, now this is a large scooper, the right size for this screen. So if you just imagine, I'll put some photo emulsion in there. Now photo emulsion has consistency similar to glue. Okay, it's not runny like water, but it is a liquid. Okay, photo emulsion goes in. Okay, place it in like that, and then I'll tilt the screen back. And as I tilt the screen, I'll very, very gently just move up, applying the photo emulsion. Okay, once on the inside, and then again, repeat the process on the outside. So we start at 90 degrees, tilt the screen back, and apply the photo emulsion all the way through. And we are done. Okay, let's move on to the next part, exposing the artwork on the screen. Now normally I would do this in a dark room. Just to give you an example of how it's done, today I'm doing it in the light. Okay, I have my screen here. It's been coated with photo emulsion on the inside and on the outside. I've attached my artwork just with sticky tape and it's all ready to go. And you can see the artwork is actually backwards because when we print, we're going to print from the inside. Okay, what I need to do now is put the artwork down onto the light box. Okay, a backing board goes on the inside, and that stops any light going through. And basically we're ready to go. Normally I would also put a weight on that to weight it down. Now what's going to happen when I turn on the light, basically the light is going to expose the photo emulsion and will cause it to go hard. Anywhere where there's black, the light won't go through. So for example, you can see our artwork, the light won't go through that. And so afterwards I'll be able to take off the screen and wash it out. Okay, that goes down there. And we plug it in. Okay, so now the screen has been exposed. I'll give that approximately 7 minutes and then it'll be finished. I've taken the screen off the light box. I've also gone through and I've taken it to the bathroom and I've sort of cleaned out the screen. So you should be able to see the artwork just there. You'll also notice some other images around here. These are what's known as ghost images, and they're from previous designs and previous screens that I've printed before. They shouldn't worry us at this point. Okay, so we can see this. You can see it's wet, it needs to be dried. I normally like to allow it sort of 3 to 4 hours at least to dry out. Once that's done, we're ready to begin printing. Usually I would put the design in the center of the screen, but for this occasion I just chose to move it across to the corner. What you can also do, and as we can see here, you can put 3 or 4 designs on a single screen, and that's called ganging. Okay, so I have like 4 different designs on this screen. Okay, it just sort of saves you screens. The screen's been prepared, the artwork's finished, everything's finished, we're getting ready for the printing process. Now, as you can see on our screen, we have our design up in the top corner here. We need to make sure that we cover up all of the extra areas. Otherwise, when we print, the paint will go straight through this onto our t-shirt. So what I'm going to do is put sticky tape all the way around the edge to make sure no paint goes through where it's not needed. We'll put the design on the front, and then at a later stage we'll do a design on the back. Okay, using the crease line on the shirt to line it up, let's slide it on, going through, and I'm going to put the design rather high on this t-shirt. So you can see I've pushed it all the way through there. And that should be about the centre. Okay, now there's still adhesive left over from Josh's t-shirt, so it should be held down rather well. Okay. Right, ready to go. Okay, let's pull it down. Can we just flood the screen again? Take some of this paint back. Alright. Okay, push it down, make sure it's locked into place nicely. 1, 2, 3, and actually I'm going to go back again, just do a nice slow one. 4. Let's have a look and see how that's turned out. Okay, up we go. Yeah, that's turned out rather nicely. Right, and then we have, okay, single coloured printed t-shirt. Okay, so we've gone from the artwork all the way through to printing a t-shirt. Okay, it's rather simple to do. Now that the screen's set up, I could print, if I wanted to, I could print thousands of that one design. Well, maybe not thousands, at least hundreds of the simple design.